The price of Bitcoin has had an explosive move in the last 48 hours, and this is not a moment to FOMO into any long positions or buy huge amounts of Bitcoin. We are facing a very strong resistance level. It's the value area low from the trading zone that we had here throughout 2024 and 2025. As you can see, that value area low is what is providing the resistance right now for the price of Bitcoin at $94,000. Now, we even have a stronger level of resistance slightly above us at $96,700 range. That is the point of control from this entire consolidation. But not only the point of control, we have the golden pocket from all-time high to the pivot low that we formed here in April. Golden pocket and point of control combined is a massive level of resistance. So we want to be paying attention here. Do we see all-time high in the next coming weeks, and we're just going to form little consolidations and just continue grinding to the upside? Well, eventually a large pullback will happen at some point, and this is the best zones where the price could actually get rejected, either the 94K zone or 96.8K area, the golden pocket and the point of control. Now we need to analyze very carefully here this big push to the upside to really see if we are forming a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or are we forming even still an extensive third wave right over here. This is 1, 2, we're still inside of the third wave. We correct down in a 5 wave right there, being very, very bullish. Eventually this would be a massive bullish breakout, and then the correction will be extremely bullish in the next coming weeks. We'll be focusing on the lower time frames right now to analyze the internal structure and what kind of waves could we be expecting, right? We need to give multiple scenarios, the bullish one and the bearish one, to analyze the local structure that we formed from the lows to the highs that we are currently sitting at here at $94,000. A quick reminder that Weex has an awesome bonus that you can claim right away. It's a 20% deposit bonus. You deposit $10,000, for example, and you get $2,000 as bonus, guys. You need to wait 3 days and you'll be getting that airdrop to your futures account. Very important to deposit to your futures account, and you also get 25% fee reduction with the second link down below in the description, as you can see right over here. Now, let's go right away with the local trading scenarios, right? How the price is developing here. Very bullish, very strong momentum. Most importantly, we need to analyze this entire structure. For the moment, it is looking very three wavy. Now, the question is, will we get a pullback and then have another explosive move to the upside to complete a possible wave 5? Now, as we do analyze the local internal structure, we can see many scenarios. First of all, let's talk about the movement to the upside here in a contracting move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we have either a WXY here or a triangle. Of course, if this were to be a wave 2, you cannot form a triangle in a wave 2, so we'll look at the other scenario right away once we finish this one. For the bullish case, we formed a WXY sideways momentum here in your wave 2, and now we are inside of the wave 3, which is very explosive, as we can see. And now we should be seeing the price cool off at some stage and form some kind of a corrective structure. Once we see that range and a 3-wave structure, we can really speculate that we are forming a wave 4 and we get the massive rally here to the upside. Now, the levels to hold for this wave 4, depending on where the high is, from this pivot low to the pivot high, the 382 to the 50% Fibonacci, which currently right now is sitting in between $89,000 and $90,000, should be the zone to hold here for your wave 4 to get your extra push to the upside and revisit the highs with a potential breakout. Most important levels to speculate on this scenario is the $90,000 to the $89,000 range, 382 to the 50% Fibonacci, to then get that extra rally here in the next coming days if we were to pull back down. Of course, we need to be very careful with this zone, because if we do break down and hit the golden pocket, getting very close here to the pivot high, this would be an invalidation for your wave 4 looking at this structure. And of course, that would be looking very bearish for the bounce. If we do get all the way down to the golden pocket and we get a 3-wave structure bounce in the next coming days, then eventually we can speculate on that movement to the downside to sweep up below $83,000 would be the main target zone here looking at this structure, keeping it easy here on the higher time frame. The most bullish case scenario, which would bring a devastating pullback, is looking at this right over here, where you have initially formed this wave 1 here on the first week of April, and then right over here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 completing your 3rd wave. Then you have your triangle in your wave 4, and then this very explosive 5th wave. Of course, this could be your wave 1, but if we have a finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, then the corrective move can be very aggressive, getting below the 4th wave most commonly, which is in between the 50% Fibonacci and the 7/8 Fibonacci from this pivot low to the pivot high of your potential wave 5. So the box, the area that we're looking at, is coming all the way down in between $79,000 and $84,000. Now, of course, we have to analyze how we do get down there, because as mentioned with the previous scenario, we could be forming a shallow wave 4 here and find support at the 382 50% Fibonacci from this pivot low to the pivot high, and then get another extra move to create that 5th wave right over here. Or we have this completed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we correct all the way down into this area, 50% to the golden pocket. Now we will have to analyze very carefully how the price does move down. Other scenarios that we can take into consideration, where we need to zoom in on the lower time frames, because if we do see this as a contracting move to the upside and the WXY here for your possible wave 2 or your wave B, and this is your A, B, and C, we need to look at this local price action on the 15-minute time frame to see how we are moving up here. Now, as you can see, this is where you finished the corrective move in this zigzag, in that sideways momentum. So the structure starts from here. We had the major move to the upside, this corrective structure for your wave 2, and now possibly this has been your wave 3, and we should be seeing that wave 4 starting to form in the next coming days. Most importantly, if we do want to see this as an unfinished impulsive move, where we do have the volume here in the middle, we've got a lot of selling volume coming here at the highs, as you can see. If you want to see this as your wave 3, then eventually what you're looking for right now is your wave 4 to then get the movement here to the upside. We're following up with this 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to finish this impulsive move to the upside. The most important levels of support that we should be holding here is looking at the 382 Fibonacci to the 50% Fibonacci from this pivot low, because what we are speculating on here right now is this being your wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, and wave 4 to be formed now in the next couple of days to then get that extra push to the upside in your wave 5. Now, the most important levels here is your 382 to 50% Fibonacci. We cannot come all the way down to the golden pocket, which is at $89,500, because that would invalidate your wave 4 over here. And if we were to come down all the way to the golden pocket, that means that we're probably looking at a larger move to the downside once we hit that golden pocket here in the next coming days. So 382, 50%, which is 91,500 to 90,500 is the area which is actually coming to this order block of yesterday, as you can see here from the higher time frame. Sweep up all of these higher lows and then find some support and a potential rally from here, maybe to form your wave 5. Most important zone right now, 91.5 to 90,500, if we are looking for this as an unfinished impulsive move to the upside. Not much more has to be discussed here. If you want some more lower time frame details on some potential local trading setups, you want to join the Legends Trading Community Discord, where you also have the modules. It is the 4th link down below in the description, where we're posting every day possible setups, education. You have all of the modules right over here, guys. Thank you very much for joining, and I will see you in the next one.